Does Lubomir Visnovsky have a good case against the Anaheim Ducks in his grievance filed with NHLPA to void his trade to the Islanders? That's the question on a lot of Islanders fans' minds once they get over the soreness of what at least superficially appears like another player has rejected the team. But plowing through the CBA, I'd encourage you to check out a recent fan post on Lighthouse Hockey about Visnovsky versus the Ducks, because at least going by the clauses that we can publicly find in the CBA, as well as a little more detailed look at some past trades involving players who had no trade clauses in their contract, it actually looks like Visnovsky has a pretty good case. Now we'll have to see what sort of missing clauses and terms in his contract are not publicly available, and it's possible, as with a lot of no trade clauses, that there are windows and such where players can end up being dealt. That's actually what happened with Danny Heatley when he was dealt from the Sharks to the Minnesota Wild. Though, why would anyone ever want to trade Danny Heatley? Who knows? But actually, what happened was Heatley's no-trade clause hadn't been eliminated once he leveraged it into a trade from Ottawa to San Jose, but there was a limited window that began that summer where he could be dealt to basically any NHL team other than a list of 10, which he submitted. The Minnesota Wild were not on that list, and so the Minnesota Wild now have Danny Heatley. There's no info out there publicly about whether Visnovsky had a limited window in the deal that he actually signed all the way back with the Kings rather than the Oilers. So basically it's up to whatever the arbitrator finds, but from what we can see out there, what we can find through the CBA, and I again encourage you to check out the fan post at lighthoushockey.com, it seems like Visnovsky ought to have a case. Whether that means he doesn't end up being an Islander is another question, because he said all the right things and said that he's still quite interested in being with the Islanders among the few teams that he would want to go to. But we'll have to figure out all that whenever the date is set from the arbitration and whenever the arbitrator's hearing is handed down. Thanks for watching. I'm Dominic Yansky with LighthouseHockey.com on SB Nation's YouTube.